Good noon, students. Today we are going to discuss about survey stations and survey lines. How we have to mark survey line as well as survey stations that we are going to discuss. Along with that, we are going to discuss about uh, basic problems in chaining and obstacles in chaining. So let us go through with the survey stations and survey lines. What is survey stations? Okay, wherever we are going to mark station points, that points are called as survey stations point. So where we can keep, so at the fencing area, wherever we are having fencing or change in direction or boundary point, those points we can consider as a survey stations point. Along with that, wherever we are going to make a perpendicular or offset points, okay, now from the baseline or from the check line or from the tail line, those points should be considered as survey stations. Now, what is survey lines? So survey lines in between the stations, whatever and wherever we are having the measurements, okay, now those places are called as survey lines. So how the way it should be, that is, survey stations are mutually visible to each other from all the corners, each and everywhere, every points, okay, now then survey lines, few, mostly we have to make it as very less number of survey lines, since if you are making number of more number of survey lines, then it will give some uncomfortable to measure the distance, okay, now so that's why we are going to with few number of survey lines, so that we can make a measurement very easily. Second one is must have one baseline. I already said we need baseline, since from the baseline we are going to have our measurements by the means of perpendicular points and offset points. We can get the measurements easily, and our survey line should pass the entire field with the help of leveled ground. Okay, now so wherever we are having our survey lines, that place we should have leveled ground. Then only our measurements will be, our distance will be accurate. Otherwise, we need to go with some other options. And whatever the survey lines we are going to form now, that in the form of triangle, that is equilateral triangle or well conditioned triangle, that like the way we have to make it, then only our process will be easy, since our concept under chaining process is making the site into number of pieces of triangle, okay, now so that we can get the area easily. So that for that purpose we are going to have our sites and our survey lines in the form of triangulations. It should form, and sufficient check lines we should need. Why we are calling it as check line? So sufficient check lines we need in order to check whether our measurements are correct or not. That we are going to make with the help of check lines and short offset. So wherever we are going to have our station points, from that the features nearby we need to get the measurements, or we need to get the distances for the particular features. So that should be in a very short offset, no need for long measurements, okay, now that we have to ensure, and should not pass us through obstacles, that I already said survey lines, okay, now so it should run in the fairly leveled ground, so there is no obstacles, okay, now and within the boundary we have to make our work, that means our survey lines. So likewise our work should be done. Here in the image we can see here, okay, now so this is nothing but uh, here site A, B, C and D are the our given field, okay, now so what we have to do, okay, now so this is the points we are having, okay, now so first A, B, B, C, C, D. Here A, B and C and D are the traverse stations, so that we can denote in the form of triangle, okay, now next, these stations we have to measure the distance, that is the distance between AB, BC, CD and DA. If it is more than one chain, then we have to establish intermediate points with the help of ranging process, or else we can directly measure these distances. Now wherever we are having, that is we can have two diagonals, one is AC, another one is BD. So among these two, which one is having maximum length, that we can take it as a baseline. So here dB is the maximum length, so that we can have this one as a baseline. Okay now, so from the baseline we have to make some triangulation station. The triangulation station is nothing but we have to fix the crosstalk here. Okay now, so that we have to get the perpendicular point for the fencing point C and A. So this is our perpendicular station point, so that we can call this one is station point. So here A, B, C, D and S are the stations point, we can call it as. Okay now, now in that they can put a check line. So check line, we already said whether whatever the dimension we are doing, that is correct or not, that we have to check it at the time of work. So we are going to give the check line along the path of C. Okay now, so from that we have to make a offset point. For what purpose we have to make offset point here? From the baseline and check line we are having some buildings. So what is the distance from offset? Okay now, from the baseline for the building corner. Okay now, that we have to get it. This is two types of offset we can have. Okay now, one is oblique offset, another one is perpendicular offset. So oblique offset is nothing but it may be in the inclined manner like this. Okay now, but our perpendicular offset means it should be perpendicular to from the baseline. Okay now, likewise, so we have to make a offset distance. By using that we can represent the features whatever in the field in the diagram. So that is the work we are going to do with the survey line and the survey. So next, basics problems in chaining. So what are all the problems we can face during chaining work? So think about it, we can have one field. Okay now, in that field like here we can have our field. Okay now, so how the way only we can have our chain with us, so how the way we are going to get our perpendicular point? So there are some methods. So here if I am not having crossed, okay now, then I have to go with my chain. With the help of chain I have to establish my perpendicular point, as well as if I need to run some parallel lines. For example, I'm having the point BD. Okay now, here with respect to the line BD, I have to establish some perpendicular station point of E here. How I can establish? Okay now, so this is the these are the process, or this is the issues we are facing during our chaining work. Okay now, so this should be okay now with respect to line BD, the point E should be perpendicular. So how the way we are going to make it those perpendicular point? Similarly, if I am having my base line or my chain line, okay now, corresponding to the chain line, how the way I have to make some parallel lines. So these are all the some common problems I'm going to, we are facing the issues in our chaining process. Okay now, first thing, to erect a perpendicular to a chain line from a point on it. Okay now, so here as per our previous discussion, or having given now, so the line AB we are having, this is the main chain line. From this chain line, how the way we are going to erect a perpendicular point? This is the, with the help of chain or tape we are going to do. So like a Pythagoras theorem, so what it is? So this is X, this is Y and this is Z. Okay now, so 0 meter we are going to keep. Okay now, so here at 0 meter we are going to keep, and similarly here we are going to keep 3 meter. Okay now, and here we are going to keep 7th meter of our tape or chain, whatever it is, and again the 12th meter we are going to keep here. So we have to stretch these points very tightly with the help of three persons. Okay, now so that automatically we can get the point perpendicular point here. Okay, now so this is one method. And second method, what we are going to do, so we are having our tape. Okay, now so this is 0 meter, and here we can take some 2 meter. Okay, now so here we can take it as some 4 meter. Okay, now and here the 6 meter we can have. So how the way we are going to, okay, all these points we can stretch it very tight. Okay, now and mark the center point here, so that the distance is 1 meter from point E to C. Okay, now so this is your midpoint. So from the center point, if I'm going to get this, connect this 4 meter, automatically I can get the perpendicular point here. Okay, now so this is the another method. And third method, which is nothing but I have to choose one point somewhere in outside of the line AB. Okay, now from this point, what I am going to do now, I can stretch my chain or tape. Okay, now for example, here I am going to keep 0 meter. Okay, now here I am going to keep some 5 meter or something. Okay, now so that how the way I am going to do now, just I can make an arc, so that the arc will cut here. So the arc will cut at point E in the line AB. Okay, now so from here it going to cut it, and point C it going to cut it. Okay, now so just from the line EF I am going to extend it, so that it will get bisected here at the point D. Similarly, from the point C, I am going to connect the point D, so that this line will be exact perpendicular to the line AB. Next, the another thing, how the way we are going to erect a perpendicular point. Here, same like what I am going to do now, just I am going to take one point randomly. I'm going to choose one point D in the outside of our field. So this one I'm going to take 0 meter of my tape. So for example, I'm with the help of take, I'm going to take a radius of 5 meter. So r equal to 5 meter radius, so that I'm going to draw an arc. Okay, now so this arc will meet at 2 points, one is at E and F in the line. Okay, now so now how the way I'm going to extend it now, in between between E and F I'm going to take a midpoint. Okay, now so from the midpoint that we can take it as point C. From C, okay, now just I have to bisect this point E and F, so that the point is called C. From the C, if I'm going to extend the line, okay, now so to the point of D I can get the perpendicular to this line AB. The point D will be perpendicular. And next similar way. Okay, now so whatever we have discussed now earlier, same way. So F, here it is 0 meter, draw an arc, so that this is radius. I'm going to take some distance, either 1 meter, 2 meter, like that. Okay, now so I'm going to draw an arc. So from the arc, where we are going to get a perpendicular now, it will meet at 2 points in the baseline. One is E, another one is C. So from C, I am going to connect the point. Okay, now to the point F. So now I am going to extend the line EF till the line has to bisect the arc. So whatever the point I'm going to get it now, that bisection, that is called point D. Okay, now so the line CD is perpendicular to the line AB. So likewise I'm going to get the points. And another method, okay, so I'm having the baseline AB and I'm having the distance. So here I'm going to take the uh, point D somewhere else, so that I'm going to mark an arc. Okay, now from E, so automatically it will bisect at point D for a corresponding distance. Here DE is equal to DF, so that our point E is the center point of arc. So that I am going to draw an arc like this. Okay, so wherever I need know that point I have to bisect. So from the bisection I'm going to extend the line, okay, now to the base point. So here the perpendicular point D I can get it for the baseline AB. Next, how to draw the parallel line. So here the thing is very easy, since we can have already the parallel, that is the shine line AB. Okay, now so we have to choose some intermediate points E and F. From the E and F we have to take some equal distance. That means for example, I have to erect a perpendicular point with the help of uh, either crossed off or else by previous method I'm going to take it. Okay, now from this point I have to choose the distance, that is EC as well as my point FD. Okay, now spaced at some distance from E, the point F. Okay, now so these are perpendicular to each other. Okay, now so likewise if I'm going to take now, I will get the point C and D somewhere else which is parallel to the line AB. Now if I am going to connect this line CD, okay, now automatically, and if I am going to extend these lines, then automatically I can get the parallel line of AB. Okay, now the line CD is which is parallel to line AB. And this is one method. And next method, how the way we are going to keep now, I am having the line AB. So here instead of bisecting like this, making perpendicular line, I am going to give a cross way. Okay, now so that how the way I am going to, here I am going to have a line G, that is center point I am going to take G 0 meter. Okay, now so from that I am going to make an arc. Okay, now and make it. Okay, now similarly this side. Okay, now here what I'm going to do now, the line GE, the distance GE which is equal to GD, which is equal to FG, which is equal to GC or CG. Okay, now if I'm doing like this, I can automatically I can get the point CD which is parallel to the line AB. So if I'm going to extend this line, I can get the parallel line to the line AB. Next, it is like a similar triangle rule. How the way we are going to. So first we fix an origin of point G at somewhere else to the line AB. Okay, now from this you can choose some line. From this we can have line. Okay, now so how the way, so we can take this one as origin so that the 0 meter is placed here. Okay, now so we can choose the radius is somehow either 5 meter or 10 meter based on our requirement. Okay, now so what I'm going to do means I'm going to bisect this line and I have to draw an arc. Okay, now so this arc will meet at 2 points at E and F in the baseline of AP. So now I have to connect this line. Okay, now so from here I have to take some common distance, that means in the line of EG and FG. Okay, now I have to take some common distance that is equal to EC equal to FD. Okay, now likewise I have to take some distance. So this this distance will give the point C and D somewhere else in the line of EG and FG. So that if I'm going to connect these points and extending the line means I can get the parallel line which is parallel to the line AB. Okay, now so these are all the methods we can erect a perpendicular and parallel lines for the baseline. So next topic, obstacles to chaining. So what are all the obstacles? Okay, now there are three common obstacles we are facing in our chaining process. Okay, now one is obstacles for ranging but not for chaining, which means we are having a baseline AB. So in between that we have some mountains or some peaks. Okay, now so we cannot run our ranging process in between that mountain. Okay, now in between the point AB, baseline point. So in do it will make some obstacles to the line AB for ranging. Okay, now but we can do the chaining process over that mountain or some peak or that peak. Okay now, so this process, okay now, is called obstacles for ranging but not for chaining. Okay now, this is comes under the solution for this issue is reciprocal ranging. We have already seen the video as well as we already seen the discussion about the reciprocal ranging. Okay now, next, obstacles for chaining but not ranging. Here what is the issue means, we can do ranging process, okay now, but we cannot do the chaining process. Example, if we are having if we are having the line AB, okay now, in that we can have the points AB, okay now, this is the baseline. In that, in between these two points, if we are having any lake or pond or some rocks, okay now, or some river, sorry, rock is not there, like a pond, river, uh, any water bodies, okay now, if we are having in between these AB points, okay now, we can have our ranging process, but we cannot do our chaining process, since if we the water is in between that, no, so we cannot able to do our chaining process, okay now. So these things comes under obstacles for chaining but not for ranging, okay now. And third one, obstacles for both chaining as well as ranging. So example, we are having the baseline AB. In between the baseline, we can, if the building is available, means we cannot see the points A from B and from B to A. We cannot able to see each points, okay now, from each positions, okay now. And also we cannot do the chaining process in between these two points, okay now. So this is the things comes under obstacles for ranging as well as chaining. So now obstacles for ranging but not for chaining. So when 2 points are intervisible, okay now, then we can do ranging process. If there is if the 2 points are not intervisible from each other, then we cannot do for direct ranging. So at the time we could go with indirect ranging or reciprocal ranging. So this is the process we are going to do here. Okay now, in this case, second case, obstacles for chaining, not for ranging. So here we are having some water bodies present in between the chain line AB, okay now, but we are in the position to get the distance of AB, okay now. So what are all the methodology we are going to use to get the distance between the points AB? That is called our that is our process. As a surveyor we have to do that, okay now. Similarly here we can have river in between the points, so I can able to do the ranging process from point A to B, but I cannot access this point, okay now, with the help of chain. So but I'm in the situation to get the distance between the point A and B. So whenever we are going for river or some laying work, road laying work, at the time we can face this kind of issues, okay now. So but we are in the situation to get the distance of that AB baseline, okay now, we have to stretch out our work thoroughly, okay now. That time we need to do some process to get the distance, okay now. So this is the process, some process we are going to deal with here. And here obstacles for both the chaining as well as ranging. Here ABGH is the baseline, but we cannot run since here the building is available, so beyond the building we cannot see the next end points, okay now. Similarly we cannot do the chaining process, so we have to get some indirect method, okay now, we have to go with some indirect method to get the this distance of build. So how the way we have to do our obstacles to chaining but not ranging. Here what we are going to do now, we are having the baseline AB, okay now, AB points we are having, we can do the ranging process so that we can fix the A and B point here, okay now. How the way we have to do. So first erect a perpendicular point with the help of crosstabs from station A and station B, okay now, and get the distance of AC which is equal to BD likewise. So by connecting the points C and D, you can get the indirectly the distance of AB. So here AB equal to CD. So likewise we are going to get it. And next, like a Pythagoras theorem, as already we discussed. So choose a point A, from that you can make a perpendicular with the help of cross staff, so that you can get the point C somewhere outside of this pond or lake. Okay, now from that you can have your what is that, hypotenuse line. So here if I'm going to take this side as theta, so this is my opposite side, so this is my opposite side, and this is my hypotenuse side, and this is my adjacent side. Okay, now so that how the way I'm going to get the distance of AB. So AB is nothing but AB equal to root under BC squared minus AC squared. So this is how I can get the distance of the baseline AB. Okay, now next what we are going to do means third method. So we are going to keep the point C, okay, now somewhere else, okay, now which is outside to the pond. Okay, now from here with the help of cross staff I can get the point A and B in the baseline. Okay, now here the AB point is called hypotenuse side, and this is my opposite side, this is my adjacent side. Okay, now so now how I can get the distance of AB. So AB equal to root under my adjacent side, that is BC squared plus AC squared. So this is how I'm going to do measure the distance. Here the AC, BC points and all accessible. Okay, now. So likewise, here another method. Okay, now. So here what we are going to do now. Here it is the baseline. From the baseline we have to erect some 2 points. Okay, now. Either left side as well as right side to the point C and D. From here we have to get the distance of, that is we have to get the point of B. Okay, now. So from the point B we can able to view the point C and D. Okay, now like by using the same formula we are going to find out the distance between the point AB. Similarly here, this is the indirect method. I already said to make the parallel line. Same way we are going to. So A and B we are having the points in the baseline. Okay, now. So likewise we have to make AE equal to EC. Similarly, AE equal to EC, BE equal to ED. Likewise, all the distance should be equal, so that AE equal to EC apply, which is equal to BE equal to ED. So if I'm going to do like this, okay, now with the help of tape, so we tape our chain, whatever the point we are getting now DC, okay, now which is equal to AB. So DC equal to AB, and this is the we have already discussed in the time of making the parallel line. Okay, now sorry, perpendicular line. So here like a similar triangle we are going to use. So choose on point E, which is outside to the baseline AB. So here with you can make some scale. Okay, now so here and here, so that EA equal to EB. Likewise, similar way what you are going to do now. So which means uh, how the way we are going to get, we can choose the same distance, correct? So if AE equal to 5 meter, okay, now AE equal to 5 meter, from A you can draw one arc, from B you can draw one arc, so that we can get the point E. Okay, now you can choose some common distance. Okay, now for example 4 meter. So from A you can give 4 meter, bisect the line, that is point C. From B you can bisect the line, you can get the point D. Okay, now connect these 2 points. So how the way we are going to get the distance? So AB by EA, which is equal to CD by EC, so that AB equal to CD into EA by EC. like a way we are going to get the distance. So next what we are going to do means, if it is a river, okay, now so we cannot access this that is left side or right side of the line AB, okay, now since the river, it is running, the water is running continuously. So at the time, how the way we are going to measure it, okay, now so here we can have our points, okay, now such as B and A we are having, okay, now A is at one shore, B it is another shore, okay, now so how the way we can do our ranging process, so we can erect or extend the line, okay, now from that you can extend one perpendicular line D, okay, now with the help of cross staff, okay, now from D you can intersect the point B with the help of cross staff and extend the line, okay, now so here you can make another perpendicular point so that it will bisect at point E, okay, now here place your cross staff at point D so that bisect the point A, you can get the perpendicular point of F, okay, now here how the way you are going to get the distance, so AB, okay, now this is inaccessible, but AD we can access it, which is equal to, okay, now same here, think that triangle BAD, okay, now which is equal to triangle DFE, okay, now it is in bigger in size, it is very smaller in size, okay, now that is only different. So instead of AB we can give here DF, so DF we can access, okay, now instead of AD, okay, now we can give FE. So now the distance AB equal to DF into AD divided by FE, so that we can get like this, okay, now this is one method to get the distance indirectly, okay, now obstacles for chaining but not for ranging category, okay, now and next way like this, okay, now here we can have our AB point. So now what we are going to do means, from here we have to erect one perpendicular with the help of cross staff, okay, now so first bisect the point B with the help of cross staff, later on you can erect a point C, okay, now which is perpendicular to the line AB. Now what we are going to do means, place the uh, cross staff at point C and bisect the point A, okay, now so that you can make another perpendicular line here, okay, now what you are going to do means, choose one point, okay, now so that the point, from the point the B is bisectable, okay, now so if it is bisected, then you have to extend that line, okay, now if you are going to extend it, it will bisect the previous line of CE, okay, now that bisection point is called this E, okay, now with the help of similar triangle you can get the distance of AB. This is another method, same way. So here what we are going to do means, first erect a perpendicular point C from the point A, okay, now from this what we are going to do means, we can erect a perpendicular. How, what the way mean, first bisect the point B, okay, now with the help of cross staff, okay, now later on you just extend whatever the line you have extended now from A to BL line, okay, now so this from the point C, we have bisected the point B already, okay, now so from the point we can make the perpendicular so that it will meet the baseline A B at point D, okay, now so now with the help of here we have two triangles, which is triangle A B C, okay, now similar way triangle A C D, okay, now so likewise by using similar triangle we can get the distance of AB. Here what we are going to do means, in this category we made the distance, that is when comparing with A B D triangle, the triangle DEC is small. Okay, now instead of that, what we are going to do now, whatever the triangle we are having now, for the same dimension, we are going to erect it here with the help of chain as well as cross staff. Okay, now so that whatever the points we are getting now, the distance AB, which is equal to the distance of AE. Likewise, we are going to make the field observations. So next, what we are going to do means obstacles to both chaining as well as ranging. Here we already said in the survey line, if we are having building, okay, now, or rock or something, we cannot climb up, okay, now. So that time what we have to do means we are in a position to get the distance between the point AB by indirect manner, okay, now. So that is the process we are going to do here. So here we can erect the perpendicular, okay, now, so that the distance AC BD are equal, okay, now. So that if I am going to connect this CD line and if I am going to extend it somewhere else, okay, now, and choose the point E and F, likewise CA and DB, okay, now whatever the distance we are having now, same distance you can erect it with the help of cross staff. You can make the perpendicular, okay, now. So it will reach at certain point G and H, okay, now. If I'm going to connect this line, okay, now I'm automatically the line AB gets continued here also, okay, now. So I'm doing the my ranging work as well as my measuring work, okay, now, by indirect manner, so that the distance BG is equal to DE, okay, now we can get the distance of building, okay, now. And similarly we have done our ranging work also. Likewise here we can keep the cross staff here, so that we are going to erect some point in the baseline, okay, now. From the baseline we are going to choose another point A, we are going to erect it, make the perpendicular, so that it will meet at point C. From here, with the help of cross staff, you have to get the another point F. Okay, now from F, if I am going to with the help of cross staff, I have to erect another point which is bisecting our previous line. Okay, now, so that the line BA, whatever it is, okay, now it's going to extend here also by connecting the point G and E. Okay, now, and the distance AG is equal to CF. So AG equal to CF, so that we can get the distance of our building also. Same way here we made only one triangle. Instead of that, here we are going to keep three triangles, so that whatever the measurements I am going to take it now, that will be very precious here. Okay, now this is like a similar triangle form. Okay, now here I am going to keep my cross stuff and I have to choose some point H and K, so that it is visible from this point, from the point A. Okay, now so I have to choose some intermediate point F and G, okay, now corresponding to the equal distance, okay, now from AE AF as well as AG, okay, now. So by using similar triangle rule I can get this distance, okay, now. Here what is the distance, okay, now that is AE is our distance, okay, now the triangle is same, that is the triangle AEF, which is equal to triangle BEG, so that I can do the measurement. F. AE we have to calculate. Okay, now. So AF by FE. Okay. Likewise, I'm going to get the distance. Okay, now. So from here to here, I can get. Okay, now. So AE by AF, which is equal to AJ by AH, so that I can get the distance. Thank you. Thank you all.